Loves, welcome to today's journal session series, episode 40. This is an interactive series where we journal together and I hold space for you to reflect, heal, and grow. Today's journal prompts are for releasing fear, overcoming burnout, and finding balance in your life. In this episode, we'll dive deep into uncovering the root of your fears, exploring what your burnout is trying to tell you, and creating a vision for a life filled with peace, confidence, and harmony. These prompts are designed to guide you toward breakthroughs and lasting transformation, so grab your journal, find a cozy space, and let's dive right in. So number 1 is to imagine a version of you who has fully released fear and self-doubt. What daily habits, mindset shifts, and emotions define their life, and how can you embody those traits now? Pause the video or audio here to write your answer. This technique was the biggest game changer for me, especially when it came to rewriting my subconscious, my beliefs, and just creating a new self-concept. It really took for me to identify who it was that I wanted to be and how I can take those steps day by day. The person that you want to become truly isn't that far from who you are today. It's just about making that mindset shift. One of my favorite things about my healing journey has definitely been the fact that when you are healing, you get to rewrite your story. You don't have to continue to carry out those narratives of who you were in the past, those stories that you've held onto for so many years. You have a fresh and clean slate to become whoever it is that you want in the way that you want. Aligning with the highest version of you definitely does require discipline because it calls for you to release things that no longer serve you, whether that's people, places, habits, things, anything that you know does not align with your highest timeline. And that can be tricky when you're trying to break free from those old habits. But the thing is, when you have that clear vision of what you want and who it is that you want to become, it gives you a roadmap onto how you can take the actionable steps day by day and in what ways you can start to embody that energy. One thing that I always recommend is to write out a list of your limiting beliefs and your current self-concept and all the things that you believe about yourself, because you will be so surprised at times as to what comes up. Some of these beliefs are so embedded into our subconscious that we don't even realize who we've become and who we've embodied due to past experiences and trauma and things that we went through in our past and how it's made us into who we are today. Identifying it is the first step into breaking free from those patterns and stepping into your highest version. Another thing that I always say as well when it comes to healing and self-reflection is to be honest with yourself about the things that come up and what you see. A lot of the things that start to come up may be uncomfortable truths, and that is perfectly fine, that is normal, and that is okay. Because we can't heal and truly evolve if we're denying the darker aspects of ourselves. So on to the next question. If your burnout could speak, what would it say? What unmet needs or unspoken truths are hiding behind your exhaustion? Pause the video or audio here to write your answer. I absolutely love personifying my emotions and just different things that I experience because it gives you a different perspective to these situations. So I really love this question because it gives you the opportunity to personify burnout and give it that voice so that you can understand what it is that is trying to tell you. Sometimes we get so busy in our day-to-day and just with distractions that we're not tending to those things that are desperately trying to get our attention and those things that are in need of healing. And to just have a moment of transparency with you guys so that you can kind of see my perspective and the things that I overcame when it comes to my burnout. It showed up in the form of distractions. So whether that was using relationships, friendships, connections, work, to distract myself from the things that I was feeling that were very overwhelming for me. And it got to a point where it created this emotional, spiritual, and mental instability, which then started to manifest into my physical body. Because a lot of the times when we are feeling these deep emotions and we're not well mentally, spiritually, or emotionally, it starts to manifest in your physical. And that was my body's way of trying to get my attention and say, hey, you need to slow down, you need to chill, you need to heal. And so that's when I knew that I had to make that change and I had to listen to my body and what it was trying to tell me, because I could not continue to operate at that level and still move forward in a productive and healthy way. It's so important that when you feel burned out, you give yourself that time and space to rest and to go within and do what it is that you need to pour love and healing into yourself. Society is so fast-paced, it's so busy, we're always moving, we're always doing things that we don't really take time to acknowledge what it is that we're feeling and to heal and to properly care for ourselves. Because if we continuously get stuck in this vicious cycle that society tries to place us in by focusing so much on the things outside of us, it'll always always be a challenge and a continuous chase for fulfillment, because that leads to you neglecting yourself. You can't truly align with the highest version of yourself and operate at your best when you're not feeling your best. Your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, and your physical are all so very important. And when you start to do that inner work and self-reflect and start healing, you'll notice a shift within your outer reality, because it really starts from within. Start paying attention to what it is that you feel, how you're feeling, and honor your needs and fulfill them, because that's when you'll truly start to blossom. The next prompt is to reflect on a time when you felt completely at peace and what brought you that sense of calm, and how can you recreate that feeling in your current life. Pause the video or audio here to write your answer. This is such an important prompt, you all, and if you don't take anything else from this session or that prompt, leave this session with the inspiration to start creating more beautiful moments in your life. Life can get so daunting and stressful to the point where we don't make time for fun and to just have experiences. And that is one really important aspect to this lifetime, is that yes, we are here to grow. Yes, we are here to evolve spiritually, to heal, to fulfill our purpose. But this is also an experience as well. And so it's so important to be present and to do things that bring you joy and that bring you pure happiness. That's why getting caught up on societal beliefs and stigmas can be so dangerous, because it'll really have you feeling like you're not in control of your reality and like you don't have free will. And this is a random, simple example, but there will be times when I just want to do something so random and exciting, and it can be literally the smallest thing ever, but I know that acting on that impulse will bring me that surge of happiness and excitement in that present moment, so I act on it. And it's honestly so amazing, because I've noticed that it always brings me back to the fact that we can really do whatever it is that we want when we want, as long as it's not harmful to others, of course. But it's truly so eye-opening and insightful, because it helps you to break out of the ways in which society has programmed you into thinking that you have to do things a certain way or be a certain way. And you can always create beautiful moments and experiences. And I feel that society has placed such a lack mentality onto us, that we feel as though we have to be in a certain position in life to do things that bring us happiness or to create beautiful experiences. And that is so false. And I know for me personally, even when I just look back on a lot of the most amazing moments in my life that were truly special to me, yeah, some of them did involve grand gestures and these extravagant experiences, but a lot of those experiences were things that were so small but deeply meaningful to me that I'll cherish for the rest of my life. And you can always recreate these experiences, but it's all about your perception. If you feel that you need grand gestures and you need to go above and beyond just to create happiness and peace within your life, then it's going to be a never-ending journey of striving for peace and happiness, because you're constantly going to be wanting more and you're never going to be satisfied with what you have in the present moment. And trust me, don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with striving for more and wanting the grand gestures and all of those other things. But when you can get to a point in your life when you can create happiness, peace, and bliss without needing much, and despite what your current circumstances may be showing you, you will become such a powerful and magnetic person. And that type of mindset is where abundance truly starts to begin and starts to flow into your life effortlessly. And having that mindset will help to bring in those things that you really want to experience anyways. So just make sure that you're recreating those positive, beautiful moments and creating more joy in your life, because you do not have to succumb to the negative experiences. So the next prompt is, what would forgiveness for yourself, others, or circumstances look like in your healing process? How would letting go of resentment or regret transform your life? Pause the video or audio here to write your answer. Holding on to resentment, anger, frustrations, all of those emotions are extremely low vibrational, and that's not to say that you cannot experience those emotions, because we are human and that's completely normal to feel these ways, especially after being betrayed or just going through certain things that we've experienced in our lifetime. But the important thing is to acknowledge those emotions when they come up and to release them. I'm sure that you guys have heard the saying, forgiveness is for yourself and not for the other person. And at first, when I used to hear this and I was still stuck in certain traumatic cycles and just events and still replaying things that I went through, I didn't really have that understanding of what this quote really meant. And it wasn't until I got deeper into my healing journey that I started to truly see and understand this on such a deep level that it truly set me free. And the thing is, when you hold on to emotions like this, it only blocks you. And it stops you from attracting the things that you really want because you're holding onto that energy. It'll literally block blessings, it'll block opportunities, it'll block connections, experiences. And you won't really see the difference until you finally choose to let go of these things that are holding you down and holding you back, and then seeing the transformation that you have in your life once you start looking towards the future and focusing on your forward movement and not on the things that you've experienced in the past, as well as forgiving yourself. And that's the biggest part, because sometimes we'll make decisions and it'll be from a place at which we may not have been fully developed mentally or consciously. And that's okay if you've made certain past decisions that you now regret and you look back on and you're like, why did I do that? Why did I put myself in those predicaments? Why didn't I listen to myself? Or why didn't I do things differently? But you cannot do that to yourself, because at the end of the day, you would not be who you are today if you did not have those experiences. And I can definitely say that there's honestly nothing that I regret that I've went through or that I've done in my past, because I would not be who I am today. And you can't move on to level 10 when you're constantly replaying level 9. Sometimes you have to be the one to give yourself the closure that you need, because you won't always receive that in every situation. And I feel like that's what keeps a lot of people stuck, is that they're looking for that closure. They're looking for that thing to help bandage that wound instead of going within and healing it within themselves. So let today be the day that you finally release any pain, any resentment, any hate, any anger, and start forging a new positive path for yourself, because you deserve that. Despite whatever it is that you experience, despite whatever it is that you may have done, you deserve to live a happy, prosperous, and abundant life. And it is more than possible, my love, because I was at a place back a couple years ago where I was so depressed and I was just not wanting to exist at all. I did not see myself coming out of that place, honestly. Like, if you asked me back then if I thought that my life would get better, or if I thought that I would ever be happy again, or be able to live life in a positive way after experiencing what I experienced, I would have told you no. I would have told you that I'm never going to be the same again. And in a way, yes, I have never been the same again, but it was for the better ever since I changed my perspective on the things that I went through. And I switched from that victim mentality and I stood in my power, and I became a survivor. I became a warrior. I became a phoenix rising from the ashes. And I really want you guys to know this. Despite whatever it is that you've experienced, you will find peace again. You can be happy again, and you can live a life that's even better than the one that you lived before. Don't let your past circumstances and the things that you went through dictate your future, because it is only a small fraction of your life and this existence, and it does not dictate the rest of your life and how things will unfold for you. Because I can guarantee you that your best days have yet to even come, and you may not see that now if you are struggling with something, and I am sending you so much love and light. Know that you're capable of overcoming anything, and you will make it out of this. And I'm rooting for you. If nobody has told you, I'm proud of you, and you're doing amazing. And even for you to be watching and listening to this video right now shows that you have some level of desire to be the best version of yourself and to heal and to grow. And for that, I truly applaud you. And last but not least, let's end this session off with showing ourselves some love. So if you were to craft a love letter to the parts of yourself that feel tired, afraid, or overwhelmed, what would you say to encourage, heal, and uplift those parts of you? Pause the video or audio here to write your answer. I want to end this session off by saying thank you so much for joining me today. I love you. You're amazing. You're glowing. You're thriving. You're abundant. You're prosperous. And everything is working out for your highest good and in your favor. If you made it this far into the video, I want you to comment, I am stepping into my most abundant timeline. I truly hope that you all enjoyed these prompts and that you enjoyed this session. I have these sessions every Friday if you're new. So definitely stay tuned and join me in the next one. Be sure to like and subscribe and share this video with somebody that you feel it may find it useful or helpful. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Peace and much love.